Hey, Traffic Jam Jimmy here. Welcome to this version of Pit Stop. Today I visit the Pimlico Racetrack, known as Old Hilltop. And today is a very exciting day. It's the 145th running of the Preakness. Normally the second leg of the Triple Crown after the Kentucky Derby. It's the Preakness, then the Belmont. But this year it's a little different. We're number 3, and there's no chance for a Triple Crown winner, unfortunately. But I'm going to go in and visit this historical place and give you a little tour. And I'm going to have some special guests. Major Mike's going to join me, who is head of security. I think he's been here 30 years. And Naomi Tucker from On Air Handicapper. She's going to educate me a little bit on the horses. And I'm hopefully going to educate everyone, a little history of the Preakness here. And welcome to the 145th running of the Preakness right here from Baltimore, Maryland at the historic Pimlico Racetrack. All right, I'm going to go ahead and park, put a mask on, a sweater on, and walk on over to the infield and show you guys a tour. Okay, I'm here at Old Hilltop, and they're rehearsing for the Star Spangled Banner, and the color guard is rehearsing for the entrance for today's 145th Preakness Stake here at Pimlico. This historical place is the second oldest horse track in the United States of America. That's right. First the one up there in New York, Saratoga, was built, and then this was built a couple years later. So the second oldest horse track and home of the Preakness. And this year is a different year because there's not going to be any guests, a total of 250. And in 2017, they had 140,000 people here. In the infield, they had live bands. Everything was filled with just people galore. But today, it's going to basically look like this in race time a couple hours from now. So she's walking up toward the grass track. This is the finish line. And then on the other side is the dirt track that the 11 horses will be running today. So this historic place is very touching to me because I'm from Baltimore and been to some races here, and it's always a lovely day and a fun day. But this year, like I said, is a little different because of the lack of people that are able to attend. Joining me now is Major Mike, the Vice President of Security. Mike, this year is historic and different from the past. Let's first talk about this year, and then we'll talk about the past.
Okay, so this year, of course, we don't have any patrons in the building. We are maintaining our CDC, social distancing, face coverings. Every person that's on the racetrack have a face covering. All control points, there will be temp checks done, handheld temp checks, and then we have an infrared camera. Works really nice to get a large group that do temp checks coming through the horseman's entrance. It's just going to be a beautiful day. 145th. This is my 30th Preakness.
Wow. So
I got a lot to see from the past years, from the infield, 100,000 guests that's on the property. It has evolved over the years from when it just used to be the regular infield fest. Then it went to Get Your Preak On. Then it went to the Budweiser Infield Fest. And now, of course, it's the Preakness Stakes. The Stronach Group and Belinda Stronach and the marketing team, they have evolved in reference to the tradition of now the new Preakness, which is now first. So now we're first in equine and health and safety. We're first in entertainment. We're first in racing. And this year is the first year that the winner of the Black Eyed Susie race will get an automatic bid when you in to the Breeders' Cup.
Wow. All right, let's talk about last year and 143 years before that. Like, I think 2017 there was 140,000 people here. I think last year was like 130,000. And now today, October 3rd, the 145th Preakness, we're going to have 250 people here.
It's a lot different than past years. But I think this year, without all of the patrons in the infield and the building, the guests that will be on the property this year will really get a chance to really take in the whole racing side of the Preakness Stakes this year, the Black Eye Stakes. We now have a EAU race with the Arabian races, but they'll really get a chance to just take it all in. And this will be my first year walking over with the connections from the stake sponsor. Never been able to do that because of all of the 100,000 fans. So I'll really be excited about doing that. And I think everybody's going to be calm. It's going to be a cool day. And now everybody's just going to take in the great stake races that we have for Preakness this year.
And we got 11 good horses.
11 good horses. I watched them train. Training starts at 5 o'clock in the morning. So I get a chance back and just take it all in from the racing side and just see these athletes, because that's what they are.
They are
just
athletes.
See these athletes just train and get ready for game time, just like the other sports, baseball and basketball. This is a game time when it comes to horse racing.
I'm glad you bring that up, because my buddy one day said a jockey's not an athlete. Well, they are athletes, and they are going at a high rate of speed, bumping each other. They risk their lives every time they get on that horse.
In between, we have two. We have the jockey, athlete, and we have the horse. That's the athlete.
Amen.
So putting them two together and hearing that announcer during the Preakness race, and he's saying, and they're coming around the turn and down the stretch they come. Oh my goodness, it's going to be a wonderful day.
All right, well look, Major Mike, I want to thank you for being my guest today. And what a beautiful day we have here at the historic Pimlico Racetrack, home of the 145th Preakness. It's going to be off about 8 hours from now. So I'm looking forward to it.
And because you're here, we got a sunny day. It's your birthday. We got a great day of racing. 145th Preakness. We got Old Hilltop here. And I tell you, it's going to be a wonderful day of racing.
Amen. I'm here with Naomi Tucker. She is actually from the Netherlands, I just found out. And your first Preakness?
It is my first Preakness indeed.
Now, I told her, let's go get up on the winning circle. And she corrected me. What's it called?
It's called the cupola.
Cupola. Doesn't she say that? It's like cupola. All right, let's talk about the horses running this year. Because I'm not a horse guy, but tell me who's running and who's got good chances.
So we have an incredible field of 11 lining up, including the Kentucky Derby winner, Authentic, going here off peak condition for Hall of Famer Bob Baffert, who's looking for a record-breaking 8th win.
8 wins. 8 wins.
Yeah.
What a
we
great
have
man.
number 3, Art Collector, coming in here, who didn't get the chance to run in the Kentucky Derby because he had a minor foot issue. Is the most talked about horse. Like, everyone seems to be talking about Art Collector. He is the hype horse right now. In the early pools, it actually switched from favoritism from Authentic to Art Collector. So those two horses are like the top lining horses, but then you have smaller other horses too.
All right, I don't mean to cut you off, but if people want to bet, they can bet from home. How do you bet this year?
You can bet using the First Bet app. So just go to the app store, download First Bet. It's super easy. You can use all the interface basically is customizable. So you can put in whatever things you think are most like trainers winning percentage, early speed of the horse, whatever you want. This has an AI interface that's just going to show you real time everything that's going on, and you can watch all the races from the palm of your hand.
There you go. That's how easy it's going to be. I'll have to do my homework and see who I'm going to bet for. Okay, and a little historical pack. Back in 1910, racing in Pimlico survived the anti-gambling movement that swept across the country, promoting the sport everywhere except in Maryland and Kentucky. So Maryland and Kentucky were the only ones able to keep it going on in the 1910 anti-gambling movement. So a lot of historical facts here from Old Hilltop, and it's just a beautiful facility, and it's a beautiful day. And normally this race is the second leg of the Triple Crown, but because of the pandemic this year, we're number 3, and unfortunately, there's not going to be a Triple Crown contestant because the one that won the Derby did not win at Belmont. So it's a beautiful facility, as you can see. Right up here, we're walking up. The military is setting up for the color guards for the flag ceremony, and up there is the I called it the winning circle. That's where the award will be given for the winning horse. The horse would walk up here and be colored with flowers, and then the jockey up top of there. I know we're shooting into the sun, but the jockey up there will be painted on the winning colors and number on the horse and remain up there till next year's Preakness. So like I said, the Preakness is usually in May. This year it's moved to today's October 3rd, and it's the final leg of the Triple Crown. So we'll have an exciting race going on here later on this afternoon, and this is the beautiful. Over here to my right is the corporate tent. It's called the corporate tent, and all the VIP, the governor will be here, and a lot of important people will be set up. So like I said, the infield will be empty. The whole place will be empty this year, unfortunately. So that's a little tour of this historic Pimlico racetrack, and I hope you enjoyed this version of Pit Stop with Traffic Jam Jimmy. And each week I'll have something exciting going on. I got Cal Ripken Jr. one day. I'm going to stop by and visit him and talk to him. So you never know who I'm going to run into. So stay tuned here on YouTube for the Pit Stop with Traffic Jam Jimmy, coming to you from historic Pimlico, the home of this year's 145th Preakness. See you next time, folks.